Yeah, guys, as soon as he came in with Powerhouse, he literally put his head down and started working. Like he was so focused, and I saw that with him right away, right? And I knew right away, just with his work ethic and his consistency, just by doing that, I knew that he was going to go ahead and just take off, right? I had the pleasure of hanging out with him at the last traders lock-in, and that was I want to say that was within like his first 3 months. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he just reached his 1 year mark not too long ago, or it's about to reach that 1 year mark, right? So it's really crazy that, honestly, guys, if you just tell yourself that you're ready to lock in and get to work, and like there is no ends, ifs, or buts, this guy is literally the living proof that you can do it. And he's already been doing his thing. You guys see him in the chats having these withdrawals, having big days, and it's freaking amazing to see, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and step out of greatness. But Jack, go ahead, bro, and do your thing. But before I even let you take the stage, right? This is a Monday call. It's more basic, right? And you are very advanced. So and I'm a student right now as well, watching you. So I would appreciate if you can try to make what you're doing on the charts simplify that for me as well, right? So let's go, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and hop over and give this guy host. So Jack, go ahead and do your thing, man.
Yo, what's going on, family? How we feeling tonight? Type of two in the chat. Y'all are fired up. Y'all are ready to get some plays. Y'all are just ready to understand kind of a little bit how I trade, kind of a little bit of my journey, where I've been so far. I'm very grateful to Vinny. Vinny's been an absolute dog. He's been one of the closest people I've been with in Powerhouse since I joined. I've been super blessed, super grateful to actually be in the vicinity of him every time I get to go to an event. And actually, me and him are both going to be out there in Miami teaching. So, I mean, if you're out there, your boy is gonna definitely give y'all some sauce, put y'all on game. I'm gonna be at your B&B. But I'm just gonna kind of break down kind of how I trade within the markets. I'm not gonna go too in depth because I can nerd out, bro. Like I can put my tinfoil hat on, I could sit here for 7 hours, and y'all don't want to hear that. Like, I mean, if y'all want to hear it, then y'all can DM me and we can go over that. But I'm definitely, just gonna break it down simply. But then I'm also gonna give, a little bit more advanced stuff as well. But I'm gonna make it, overall just brief, just so people can get kind of the picture of how I kind of get in the markets. Because personally, I did start with levels, but if you guys know Valentino, that's how I trade. Like me and Iffy, that's my boy, that's my dog. I was with him. We went to the Texas Center convention, right? And I stayed for about an hour after with him and just gave straight value to each other. We just sat there, we just talked. And once you have the opportunity to get that with educators like Vinny has with Oren, you're gonna about to get that next level. So I'm excited for what's to come. Let me share my screen real quick. Don't threaten me with a good time. Shit, I'm about to. All right, can y'all see my screen? Let me know in the chat if y'all can see my screen. Type of one in the chat. Just so I don't, I've had this before where I wasn't fucking showing my screen for like 10 minutes and no one said anything. Uh, all right, wait, shit. Hold on. I'm gonna put on a new tab actually. Yeah, this is a lot cleaner. All right, bet. So basically, I'm actually just gonna break down. I mean, basically, the kind of this first play. I'm gonna go over a couple plays, buy, sell scenarios, kind of all the confirmations I look for. I'm gonna go simple first, and then obviously I'm gonna break down with a little bit of depth. But this was, a play I took this morning. Nasdaq. Nas is my baby, man. Y'all know me. I trade a lot of futures. Man, futures has been my thing, bro. Just because of my strategy. A lot of how I enter in the market is on lower time frames because I have a specific entry model that I follow. And with this entry model, I can either, hold it as my 1 to 4 or I can hold it as a swing. Kind of just depends, For this, I'm not looking to hold this just because, obviously this isn't a higher, POI that I would want to be playing a buy or sell. There's not a lot of areas for me to play out of. I mean, yes, technically you could have this buy right here, this giant imbalance that got filled over here, but if I'm looking for a higher POI, I'd rather look for like a swing position like this, or kind of a swing position where you get this easy, simple, just mitigation play. You can get obviously your entry model on the 5 minute, and I could just hold that all day long. I'd rather take something like that. But for this, obviously not a very high POI. So I'm going to hold it for my 1 to 4, and that's what I did. Now, if you guys do not know what an EMA is, an EMA is a indicator that allows you to be able to identify market structure. And it factors in the high and lows. If it's the EMA, the SMA is the simple. The SMA is just the overall trend of the market. The EMA is the high and lows that gets factored in. So say I'm on a 1 hour, right? This 8 EMA is tracking the last 8 hours of moving period between the highs and the lows. So this is why I use these for 2 reasons. On a 4 hour, you can use these as something called momentum changes. So as you can see, every time the black is usually going to cross over, you can see a lot of bearish momentum comes with it. So that's also something that definitely helps me for big swings. Like for this, bro, you see this, I'm fading this. Some people were looking for buys here. I'm fading this. I see this EMA cross on a 4 hour, and specifically the 4 hour, right? Because that's a higher time frame and it's going to give me an overall bigger direction. Like, all right, how can I swing this market? So this is what I'm going to be using if I'm looking at a 4 hour, but obviously not looking at that. I'm just going to give you a little bit of value with that because I know some people have asked me, hey, how to use EMAs on a higher time frame? That's exactly how you use them, especially if it's a 4 hour. You can catch the entire movement happening. And I've done it before. Like y'all have seen me put in the chat like 1 to 40s, like just because of the strategy that I've been able to figure out with Iffy, I've been really studying him, but I've also put kind of like my own, vision on it. But if you guys understand EMA rules, and if you don't, I'm going to explain it right now. EMA rules, so there's 3 rules. Obviously, can you guys see this SMC scenario? If you guys trade SMC, you can see what? The sleeper liquidity. Obviously, what did this candle do on a higher time frame? I think it was the 1 hour. Yes, it was the 1 hour. This institutional candle did what? Took out this liquidity. So boom, liquidity swept. Boom. What do you want? You want to obviously what? A change of trend or a change of character, whatever you want to call it, and then you want to retest. So what can you see? So this was currently a bearish market. I mean, this was an absolute tank. Like this one that I caught, I wish I could have held that. I should have took that on my live. I'm kind of pissed I didn't. But if you're going to be looking for this reversal setup, what do you need to see? You need to see a clear break of structure to the upside. So what can I see? The EMA rules are, I need to see at least 1 bearish candle close below this green line, aka the 8 EMA. I need to see one, just one. I just need 1 candle, but it has to be the candle that swept liquidity. So this is what the candles that swept liquidity. We took out this liquidity right here. By the way, liquidity sweep is the bodies and the wicks. It doesn't have to be both. There's a lot of the times where you just grab the body and they don't grab the wick. You want to know why they grab the body? Because think about it. If people are going to be playing trend lines or any retail patterns, or people don't want to risk a lot in the market, what are they going to do? They're going to put their stop loss right below the body because like, oh, that's a big wick. I don't want to have to risk that much. A lot of the times the market's going to grab that wick, or it's going to grab at least a little bit more than just the body because they're going to stop those people out. So like Vinny always says, always put your stop at the low. Like if this is your structure, your stop goes at the low. I don't care. You're not doing this, buddy. You don't need the 1 to 10, bro. If you're getting your setup every single time, you can get in and out of the market. That's all you need. You don't need to go for these 1 to 50s. Like you don't. There's a lot of people that say like, hey, are you always looking for these crazy plays, bro? If they unfold, they unfold. I'm not just looking for that to happen. I gotta pair it with market structure and everything else with it. So first EMA rule. We have 1 bearish candle close below the 8 EMA. Boom. I need 1 bearish candle to close below a bullish candle. All right, we have this here. Obviously, this is the leg right here that swept this liquidity. So this is obviously where I'd be playing off of. Think about it. Levels, this is what your starting point. The last candle before, you had the obvious BOS and then the retest. You could have played the zone. Like this, I mean, this looks like a complete easy starting point. Like I haven't done it in a year, like over a year, but I can still see it. So we're looking for the same thing in the markets, but my entry is just different than Vinny's, or Mike's entry is going to be different than mine. We all look for the same thing. Levels is actually just simplified smart money. If you didn't know that, now you know. Because 9 times out of 10, if I'm taking a zone, Vinny's going to be in the same zone. I can guarantee you. It's just different indicators, different technicals, different fundamentals. It's all the same, though. It's just the same structure. Yeah, like Vinny just said, it's the same structure, just different entry. And that's fine. So, like, either my stop loss will be tighter than yours, or you would have maybe a better R to R in your setup. What works for you works for you, right? So with this setup, obviously we have our 2 rules. Our third rule is I need to see 1 bearish candle on a 1 time frame step up to indicate that this is a valid structure. So how do the time frames work? So the 5 goes to the 15, the 15 goes to the 1 hour, the 1 hour goes to the 4 hour, 4 goes to what? Daily, daily to weekly, weekly to monthly, right? Those are your time frames. So if I'm on the 15-minute, I need to see on the 1 hour. 30-minute, I don't use as structure. 30 minutes I'll use as like imbalances or whatever else I'll use it for. But 30 minutes is not a structured time frame. I see it on the what? The 1 hour. What do I see? Boom. What do we have right here? This one candle representing this entire structure. So is this valid EMA rules? Someone type in the chat. Is this valid EMA rules? If I just said, what did we need? I mean, you can see it on the 1 hour too. A bearish close below the 80 EMA, a bearish close above a bullish candle, and one bearish candle on the higher time frame that represents the structure. Boom. We have all three. Okay, cool. Now this is valid structure for me. Now I need to find my entry. I need to find my setup. How do I get in? Well, let me tell you. What can you obviously see? You see this what? Very obvious BOS to the upside. Obviously, the market's doing what? Counter trending. So it is currently pulling back. And as you can see, it is currently accumulating still. So what do I want to see? I want to see a break of structure above this body. I actually enter on the 5-minute on indices just because it's a more volatile pair. If it's like something like USD CAD, aka I call it the grandpa pair, because that shit takes too fucking long to find a setup, to be honest. But if that's going to be my pair, that's going to be a 15-minute setup. But this is going to be a 5-minute setup. So what do we need to see? A BOS to the upside. Now, this is the nice part about the Fibonacci. If you guys don't use the fib, I recommend you to use it. Even if you do levels, the fib is so important. Ranges are like everything in the market, for me at least. Ranges mean so much in this market. So what are ranges? Ranges is obviously, what can you see here? I'm drawing it from the most valid low point. As you can see, if we go to higher time frame, the lowest valid market structure that closed below the 80 EMA. That's your first point. Where's point 2 go? To where the market retraced. This is exactly what the first area that started the retracement. So I drag it from here to here. What do I need to see now? There's a special level called the half. Now, notice this. The half is what retail buyers love to do. Retail people on YouTube, anything, people will literally trade with the fib and they'll just buy no matter what at the half. Okay, but now picture this. If we understand that the markets are manipulated, what are they going to do? If people are buying at the half, what are they going to realistically do? Yeah, they're going to come below. What are they going to do? They're going to take out these early buyers. And if you understand Wyckoff, you know that. But if you don't know Wyckoff, just understand they're taking out these early buyers or sellers. Why? Because institutions don't want us winning in these markets. Think about it. If they're going to create this big play, do you think they want all these people like attaching and following along with them? No. Just like trendline trading. They literally target those people for a reason because that's the whole trend movement. They don't want those people winning. So what can you see? Technically, someone could have said, this is your first area of mitigation. For me, I was saying, no, I need this to be swept. So I mark the bodies at the half. What does it come do? It comes and grabs the bodies, takes out the inner liquidity. So this is your inner liquidity taken out of the market right here. These people get bodied, I'm entering. And these are relatively equal lows right here. Oh, and Vinny sees that. He's a goat. He sees that. So why do they take this out? Early buyers, early sellers. So this is inner liquidity get taken out. And if you understand how liquidity works, it goes from interior to exterior. So what does this mean? The market's going to do what? Take out these people to eventually take out these people. Look what this market does. It comes down, grabs these first people first. They grab the interior liquidity first. Literally snatches them. Boom, absorbed. And also, look at the volume here. Look at this absorption. This is what I talk about with volume. If y'all know anything about volume, I'm gonna explain what volume is in a second. But the easiest way that you could pair understanding taking out inner liquidity is with volume gets attached to it. Look at the volume on this candle. So if you're telling me that the institutions are pushing this much volume into a candle, but we're not breaking this structure, what does that mean? That's manipulation. Because what happens right after? They just did a little smack in the face, a little left hook to these early buyers, and then what does it do after? It runs. So this candle, and then all this bullish volume absorbed all of these people early buying and selling. So what does this happen? What happens here? We take out early buyers, we take out exterior liquidity, and we run. That's my 1 to 4. We get in and out, right? You get in and out. Now, what is volume? Why does volume matter? Because I know a lot of people have asked me before. It's like, well, why do I care about volume? Volume is a real-time indicator, by the way. It shows you live in-person analysis of people either entering the markets, or you could predict manipulation coming in the market, right? So you're telling me that this, quote unquote, many people are selling here, but this candle can't break this structure, and look at the volumes of these candles? What? If something has more volume, shouldn't it go lower? Shouldn't something be bigger if there's more people in it? These are the institutions. They're hiding their orders in this candle, in this volume candle. They're hiding their orders here because why? Their big move is obviously what? The break of structure to the upside to what? Reaccumulate. This is the move they were already planning. But I guarantee you, they faked people out right here, putting all this selling volume here to be like, you know what? I'm gonna sell here, and they got bodied. I guarantee you, people. This, by the way, this is right at New York Open. Like this candle is like right at New York Open. So they're baiting all these people in with all this volume because they know people are gonna fall for it because they're not educated. They don't have the resources that we have. They're on YouTube, probably watching TJR, getting cooked every day. Like, respectfully, they're watching these people and they're getting body slammed because they don't understand how these markets work. So when you see all of this volume come in, but we're not pushing lower, what does that mean? That means manipulation's about to come in. And what happens right after? Look at this fucking candle. Bro, that's this is the FU candle. Like, respectfully, that's like a, bro, that was the quickest TP I've ever had in my life. That was a, what was that? A 15-minute setup? Literally took me 15 minutes at TP and I dipped. Why?
Facts.
Why? Because I understood the manipulation. I understood the volume. So when you understand and you can put all these things together, you can have a very valid entry model that has so much proof to go along with it. Let's do cells. This was, where the fuck? Okay. This was the cells that I took at London. I usually don't trade London on indices for a couple of reasons, because usually I like to only keep, my, strategy at a certain time frame or a certain time of the day, because, I'm not trying to be a nerd sitting on my computer for 18 hours. I have a life to live. If you guys don't have a certain time session that you trade, you need to establish one, because it's very important to not literally give your life away and make this a 9 to 5. Trading is not a 9 to 5. This is to free you from your 9 to 5. Stop treating it like one, right? So obviously, let's run over the rules again. So this was more of a scalp structure. This wasn't a higher time frame structure, obviously. But what can I see here on this 15-minute? We had liquidity. Anytime you see a bearish followed by a bullish candle, there is liquidity below this low. So what does this do? Market comes down, takes these people out, gives you a clear BOS to the downside. Now what is this? Clear BOS to the downside. What are you looking for now? A retracement, right? So if I'm going on the 5-minute, the 5-minute structure is what I took it off of. And as you can see, we bodied all these people right here. Easy liquidity sweep. That's an institutional candle. Institutional candle, easy. Take out all these people, give a clear BOS to the downside. Now what are we looking for? The retracement. That's what we're looking for. Now, some people could have been like, well, why wasn't this your entry and you have this stop? If I'm going to be a sniper, I need to have a precise entry, right? This entry model is for snipers. This is for precision. So if I understand ranges and I understand on a lower time frame that if this is my first area that we, like I said, what do? We grab this interior liquidity. We grab this, boom. We broke below this. Now, we already bounced off of an order block over here on a higher time frame. I grabbed this solely because obviously I was fucking tired, dude. Like, it was like 9:45. I'm trying to go to sleep soon. You know what I'm saying? But I was just looking at this market. I went on the 1 minute. There was a clear BOS on a 1 minute, and this is my retracement. Obviously, yeah, I could have played here, and had my stop all the way up here. But if I know that I can maximize my stop loss and I can maximize my entry, and if this is my new range, because by the way, this becomes your new range. This is your overall range. So this is the thing you don't want to be disrespected. So if this were to get taken out, I'm still looking to sell somewhere in this area until this gets taken out. So this was my first attempt. There's something called a 2-clap rule. So when you have the entry model, you have 2 attempts. So if you get clapped once, this is obviously not as clean as the buy scenario, but once you study the pair long enough, you can see it. So for me, I can see this on NAS because this is the only thing I've been trading pretty much on, on the setup. But obviously, clean BOS to the downside, mitigation, stop loss here. And then if I just held this, let's look at this. That would have been a 1 to almost 60.
Wait, bro. We can get like SMC buy models and sell models on the 1 minute time frame too. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, if you can't see it on the 5 minute, your next time frame is going to be the 1 or 2. I use the 2 minute personally. And as you can see, like I said, this is interior liquidity. This is your overall range. As long as this gets respected, I don't care where this goes. So as you can see, this became my new range. We had a very clear BOS to the downside. Take the inner liquidity, pump down. So that was my entry. So, okay, so what does this all mean? Let's put it all together. Just for the sell scenario, just because I know a lot of people are probably questioning it. Let's go over the EMA rules. Obviously, we have all our EMA rules. That checks out. If we're going to fib this range, where's my...
Yo, Jack.
What's good?
It was the fifth settings.
Yeah, I can show you the fib settings. Give me 1 second, bro. Let me pull up my fib real quick. I'll just do that. Fuck. Those are your fib settings. I could go so nerdy in the fib, but I'm not doing that. I can't make this more advanced than it could already be. But if y'all good on the fib, all good. But so if let me go back. Replay tool. All right. So obviously, I just realized I was on this structure, but we'll do this one. Very clear sweep of liquidity. We grab these bodies, BOS to the downside. All right, cool. This is your range. Let's go on a 2 minute. What can we see? BOS to the downside, grab interior liquidity. And if we're going to do this, we have liquidity at the half, all this liquidity at the half right here. Market already technically grabbed it, but I understand that this is what? Early sellers, right? On any time frame, you're going to see early sellers every single time. This is early sellers, right? And as you can see, what happens when the market comes back? Look at this candle. Look at this candle. Absorbed. So you get more buying volume, but we're not pushing any higher out of the zone. Like, look at this buying volume, right? Look how significantly lower this buying volume is, right? So this was what? Kind of grab this liquidity. You have the same thing here. So if this is my up candle and I measure this up candle, but there's more volume, but we're not, this is a smaller candle than this one. What does that mean? Realistically, we're not breaking out of the zone and we're just going to absorb it. Especially if we're going to go on a higher time frame. Let's go on a higher time frame so I can really show you. Look at this. So as the market starts to retrace, we have absorption come back in the market. So this is my up candle, my last up candle of my range. We get all this absorption. What do we also get when it comes back to my zone? Divergence. So if you understand volume divergence, divergence is when volume starts dropping off as it comes to your zone. You want to just see one candle, though, that sweeps above the overall range. So if you get one candle that sweeps above the overall range, that's called absorption. So this makes it a 5-star setup. If you have one or the other, that's a 4-star setup. So you need a smaller time frame break, and you need either volume divergence or you need absorption. If I get both, I don't even really need to look at my phone, to be honest. I'll look at it a little bit, but like I'm chilling. I'm kicking back and I'm like, that's going to play out because, bro, if you've been able to backtest something long enough and you've studied something long enough to like actually understand how you enter, how you exit, how you manage, you should have a lot of confidence in your setup. Like I guarantee you, Vinny's chilling when he gets in the market. He's like, oh, head and shoulders, like that shit. And then he just be kicking it back at the barbershop. He's doing his fucking thing because he understands what he needs to look at. It's the same thing with however you trade, right? So obviously, like I said, that was the buy, that was the sell scenario. Yeah. I mean, if y'all, what do y'all have any questions? Any markups y'all want to go over?
You said for divergence is basically like when it goes higher than the last candle at lower volume.
No, so absorption is like, say you have a last down candle and you have something like this. Like I'll show you. So this is my last down candle for my valid structure, because like this is gonna be the same thing here. Look at this. No, this is the wrong time frame. Boom, boom, boom. No, it was the 15-minute. I was wrong. So this is my last valid down candle that swept this liquidity. I'm gonna what? Measure from here to what? The first candle that obviously does what? Hits my zone, but also absorbs all of this structure. Because we took what? Inner liquidity. And as you can see, all of this volume pumps in. But dude, look at the size of this candle compared to like this candle. Look at the volume on this candle. This fucking thing is huge, but there's no volume. So what does that mean? That this is just manipulation. So this is just, like I said, the market making their obvious order to just to pump out, tank off the market. Remember that 4-day split where everyone's freaking out like, oh my God, the stock market's crashing, recession. Like, bro, that's just a fucking easy scenario to get rich. Like, think about crypto, think about stocks. They're low for a reason. It's just a wealth transfer. And if you're not going to take advantage of that, you're going to miss out. That's literally what Trump's doing. People are like, he's a shitty president. But I'm like, if you really look at the chart and you read it, shit, this is a prime buying opportunity if you're investing in stocks. I mean, shit, if you bought, I mean, you would have already been up almost 10% for the day. And obviously, if you know who Jim Cramer is, do the opposite of that motherfucker. That motherfucker said, we're dropping 20% from here. Fuck no, we're not. I looked at the market and I see this. We're not dropping here. We just broke to the upside right here. And I'm like, yeah, we're not dropping nowhere. So I understand that this is going to be what? An accumulation setup. Someone said, how does volume and the size of the candle relate then? Volume is the candle. So like they're synonymous. So if I'm looking at this candle, this is the exact volume that is like paired with this candle. So if I like, you can see, you drag my crosshair, any candle that I go over, this direct volume below it is the volume for the candle. So if I see this, all this volume come in this little ass candle, we're not moving, that's going to be absorption. Because as you can see, all this buying volume came back in. And these are real buyers, by the way, right? Because if you understand that these are real buyers, where does the market go after? It goes up. If this had a shit ton of volume, but we weren't going up, there's no real people in the market out there, right? So people and volume are what have to go hand in hand, and you have to understand how to learn them. So if there's a lot of volume or there's like little to no volume, but the candle's huge, that's manipulation. But if you actually see like the momentum continue on and carry, there's actually people behind it. So
Can you give an example of divergence since you just gave one of absorption?
yeah, I can like right here. So we have what? Obviously our last up candle, and as you can see, volumes tank when we come back to the market. Because obviously what we did a BOS. I want to see either divergence or absorption. This is obviously a trap candle. If you watch Jordan Morgan, you know this is the trap candle that loves to get reacted. It's kind of annoying that sometimes this is entries, but that's just how it works. So if I understand, if this market's coming back, this is an absorption, obviously, because what? This is my up candle of my structure. This is the candle that entered my zone, but the volume's so much lower. That's only divergence. I can't claim that as absorption. So I only can have a 4-star setup here because I have what? A break to the downside, and then obviously divergent or absorption. Yeah, divergence. So, I mean, you can see the structure here, super liquidity, BOS to the downside. We fib it. What do I say every time? Liquidity resting near the half, comes in and grabs it every single time. This is interior liquidity. What did it do? It came in and grabbed these people. Every single time it grabbed it, and then where does it have to go now? Exterior. What does the market eventually do? Takes them out of the board. If you could just train your eyes, watch the boot camp, and see that over and over and over again, that's how you get sniper entries. That's why on futures, like especially with futures trading, a lot of people don't get that you're not going for these $3,000 days, bro. Go for a consistent daily target and get the fuck out. People are like, dude, you could have held that for a 1 to 20. And I'm like, yeah, but you realize how unlikely it is to just consistently get the 1 to 20 setups. Like it's about consistency. It's not about how big of a trade you can get or well, I got a 1 to 100, so I'm chilling. Like, that's cool and all, but like, what are you gonna do on the fucking next trade? Because a lot of those people, what are they gonna do? They're gonna over leverage because they had a 1 to 100 on their last trade, and they're gonna be like, dude, I'm balling right now. It's like, yeah, prepare to get exposed because that's what the markets do. Like, if you're gonna be fearful or greedy, or if you're gonna develop an ego, the markets are gonna humble you quick. Like, I learned that the hard way. I was like, because I had that, that 33K month all over Mexico and all that, and I was like, man, I'm chilling. Fuck no. Like the month after that, yeah, I got like an 8K payout, but the rest of that month I got fucking bodied because what was I doing? I was over leveraging. And Mike, he obviously came out to me. He's like, I told you. And I'm like, all right, buddy, fuck you. But like that's how trading goes, bro. You're gonna get exposed. Like if you don't listen to your mentor, if you guys don't listen to Vinny, I'm disappointed in y'all. Vinny shows up every single day and gives y'all value. So if y'all levels people, y'all are not too cool for Vinny. Vinny's cooler than y'all. Vinny's got that. He's got a different swag about him, bro. He's a dog. But I'm gonna kick it back to you, Vinny. If no one else has any questions, so obviously you can do the level side of it. But yeah, appreciate y'all.
Yo, Jack, before you go, is the fib like a discount, like with the green area
Yeah.
of the fib?
So imagine the perfect scenario I always use. Would you rather buy clothes at a discount or full price? So imagine if you're gonna be selling or buying in this area, think of this as like a dollar amount. Let me pull up my fib. Think of this like as a dollar amount. Where the fuck is my fib? Would you rather buy something when it's like 23.6% discount or an 88.6% discount?
88.
Right. So what does the markets want to do? They're knowing that they're buying and selling at discounted prices so they can get better risk to rewards. So if these hedge funds are going to get in this market, and I don't know if you guys have seen the screenshots of JP Morgan, they had like 900 million, what was it, $900 million or something last year. They got fined for it. That's chump change to them, by the way, because what do? They're buying and selling at retail prices or at discounted prices. Retail is always going to do the what? Half. You're always going to see half. That's either going to be early buyers or sellers or inner liquidity. These are early retail people in the markets. So every single time I always say, I want to see it taken out of the half. Why? Because it's going to be taken out of the half every time. I guarantee you there's some bozo right here selling right now. He was like, dude, I'm up, boys. He's like in a Discord call with his homies. And then the market comes back to discounted prices and takes out the retail price. Why? Because they know that there's people selling here. They know there's people here. And as you can see, this is just liquidity. So like, if you could just see that every single time, bro, they know that they know the retail people, especially gold. Gold is like the most retail driven pair with the half. You could see so much liquidity built on the half, but they're always going to take it out because they know there's people buying and selling there. Someone said, so aim for the 78, 88. No, I aim anywhere from the 618 to the 886 because sometimes it will go to the 618 and it will make a play. I have to be ready at any of those fib levels. It's not really consistent every single time on what the fib level is. It's going to be different each time. Like I can't, I'm not the Jesus of the market. I'm not going to be able to be like, oh, this is 786 boys. We're hitting here. Like I can't predict that. I just have to see whatever fib level it gets in, gets out. That's what I do. You market execute. I've never set a pending. I've set a pending on my first month on my demo. And I understood real quick, for me, it doesn't work for two reasons. The way I trade, I need to see price action and volumes. So like I can't predict that with a pending. But also too, if my zone's not valid, I don't want to check my phone like an hour later and I'm already stop loss it and I get body slammed. So I market execute for better entries because I understand like, yeah, realistically, what can I do? I can set a pending here and then just be fine. Like, yeah, this one would have worked out, but not all of them are going to work out like that. Like this could have came all the way down here and I could have had a way better entry with a market execution versus if I'm just setting the pending here and I just walk away. You got to maximize what you can get out of your zones. But y'all got any more questions?
Did you
Go for it.
did you execute at the line of your little where it shows your stop loss and your like where did you execute on this order? Was it in that middle line where like the sell and or sorry, your profit and your loss section is?
I executed as soon as inner liquidity got grabbed.
Okay, so when it went past that and came back up to that liquidity line, then you entered.
So
right?
I entered literally like right here.
Oh, you just entered right there and
So
you
like
let it.
if I see this interior liquidity get grabbed and I see this volume paired with it, I'm entering and I didn't even look at my phone.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I just know from my back testing, inner and exterior liquidity, and I just know what volumes do. And if you understand both of those together, bro, you got sniper vision, bro. I got like a little telescope. I'm just waiting in the markets.
You said inner liquidity
Yeah, this is
and
inner liquidity. So this
and
inner
extra.
structure gets taken out. I like to enter off of the inner exterior liquidity, or obviously you can see this is a lower time frame. Break a structure to the upside, and then
Yeah,
I'll get the mitigation. Either or. Same
yeah,
thing with
yeah.
this, like lower time frame, break, mitigation, just take in. Some people will do this and like take their zone here, but like that's OD. And as you can see, it doesn't even fucking retrace here. So like, I don't like doing this. I know people do the sniper entry like this way, but I understand like I miss so many entries doing this because it doesn't have to always come grab like bro, you don't need the 1 to 100 is what I'm saying. Like you don't need it. That's why I don't do it. Like I've had people like in any chats will ask me, it's like, why don't you go like even tighter? I'm like, bro, are you for real? Like this is a long-term game. I'm not gonna flip my account for $1 million. The fuck? When I get my 100K live account, I'll be balling then. So like, what do I need to get these crazy ass trades if I had no capital? Right? Capital preservation is what matters in the markets. So like, if you're not in crypto, you're missing out. I suggest whatever money you have, put it into valuable crypto assets, and hop on Leno's call, Mr. Tony, because he's gonna put y'all on. Right? That's the name of the game. It matters how much capital you have. Think about it. Would you rather risk 1% on a 100K setup, or would you have to risk like 5-10% on a 10K account? I'm risking that 1% every single day. I'd have to lose 100 times in a row to lose my account. That's not happening. If I was a bot at trading, maybe that would happen. But I mean, I don't learn from YouTube, so like that's not happening, bro. We learn with Powerhouse. You know
You
what I'm
think?
saying?
Yeah, yeah. You think that imbalance is gonna get filled? Like we're on the 15-minute time frame right now, like where we're at right now.
For now.
Yeah, for Nas, it's like where the institutional candle happened. See that green, that fat green candlestick? Like
Oh, like right here.
it just reacted off of it really, but it didn't fully like fill it in.
Oh, this.
Yeah, you think that's coming down tomorrow or not?
Yeah. I don't use it. I don't use the imbalances as entries. I only use imbalances as like confirmations for my zones. I know
I
Junior
bet.
loves using imbalances for entries, but
So I got a zone there. Yeah.
I only trade indices for New York session. And I'm gonna give you guys just 1 minute recap of why. And then I'm gonna give it to Vinny because Vinny needs to, let him do his thing, boys. But why do I trade indices only at New York? You got to think about it. A lot of people are getting off of work at what? Asian time, Asian session time. They're getting off of work at what? 5 to 7 p.m., maybe 8 p.m. Oh, that's my call. Oh shit. Well, I didn't know that. My bad. But if if they're gonna be at work, what, 5 to 7 p.m., do the institutions want them to get in the markets? Fuck no. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna do this. Exactly what we're doing now. Just consolidating, weird little break, consolidating, push down. There's no setups here. I'm not looking for anything here. It needs to be a valid setup. Like look at that setup of where the market currently is, and look at this setup. Of what? What do they do in Asian session? Like I said, they get off of work. They need to find a setup, but they're not going to give them one. So a lot of people don't even know that this could have been a setup. So look, they're waiting here, a little baby sell, and then we get into London. What happens after London? We usually will sweep liquidity at the Asian, and then what happens in New York? We mitigate off of the London setup. Bada bing, bada boom. So this is why I don't trade indices in Asian, because it's literally boom, boom, boom. Like they do it on purpose. Why? You got to think about it. Most people that trade are stock traders. There's a shit ton of stock traders. There's a lot. So what are they going to be looking for? These exact setups. And a lot of them, they have school, they have a 9 to 5. It doesn't matter what it is. They're going to try to look for a setup, but they understand if they can minimize the amount of people getting in the markets, they're not going to let people win here. So like, would I be looking for a setup here? No, I'm looking for a bigger POI time frame range. And as you can see, there's nothing here in a 1 hour. So like my structure setups are 1 hour, 4 hour, lowest is 15 minute. And then my entry would be on the 5 of the 15. But even if I went on the 15, I don't like anything here. This looks ugly. Like, yeah, I guess you could see this is liquidity sweep and this is the break up. But I can probably guarantee you that we're gonna break below this. I can almost guarantee you will break below that. So would I be looking for a setup? No. You know what I'm saying? Indices are like, yeah, like Vinny just said, they're the most driven pairs. And they're always at what? New York session. Why? Because I mean, all of these Fortune 500 companies, most of them are based in New York, and most of them have foundational literacy in New York, right? And those are U.S. companies. Those are U.S. pairs. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna move it in, the New York session. So like, look at this. Would I rather have it set up here or have this stupid ass fat candle in New York? Let me get up at 6:30 and take my buy. And by the way, if you trade futures, trading the open is really nice. A lot of where the momentum goes is where it's going to go for the rest of the day. A lot of the time. Just saying. A lot of where that first hour is going, it's going to continue going that way. Like same look, I just said it right here. What happens at 6:30? Boom. 7 hits, break a structure. This is the first hour, and then it just tanked that rest of the day. This is a London setup. Boom. 7 hits. Right after this is the New York Open. 7 hits. Boom. What does it do? Breaks price below. What does it do for the rest of the futures day? Tanks. Like I said, if you can wait for that first 30 minutes or that first hour of wherever the market's going to go, you can find setups either of the open or a little bit after the open. Like every single time. What did this do? Swap liquidity. You could have had a little mitigation here. Just play off the support if you trade that way. I wouldn't even have found a setup there, to be honest. I wouldn't have taken that. But like I said, like if you see that break for that New York, it's going to do that. Do you have a specific time you want to trade New York session? Anytime in New York session. If I find my setup, actually, no. If it's after like around 12 to 1, I'm not taking it because it's too late in the session. There's like no volume at that point, and I'm not realistically going to get my 1 to 4, so I don't care. I'm looking for anything at 6:30 to like 10:30 max. Like I need to find a setup in there or I don't trade for the day, and that's fine. Sometimes the best trading days is when you don't trade because you can save a lot of losses if you're not trading sometimes. What time is New York session in AZ? 6:30. And it ends at 1:10. 6:30, yeah. We got it brutal, bro. Same thing as Cali now, right? Yeah, daylight savings is over, so y'all are fucked too. Y'all had that, or y'all didn't have the luxury. We had the luxury actually because we didn't apply to the daylight savings. But yeah, have you ever traded Asian? I mean, for gold, like gold's a pair that you'll get Asian setups. Why? Because in Sydney, Australia, all those areas, they do a lot of gold mining. So there's a lot of volume that comes with those people gold mining during those days. So they have a lot of gold news going on. So we got to wake up at 5:30 now. Why are you waking up an hour before? I wake up like at 6:15, and then I'll just like quickly analyze and then boom, get it. You don't got to do like the fucking Ashton Hall, get up at 4 a.m., do push-ups, bro. You don't got to do all that. That probably would make you a worse trader, honestly. That'd probably make you worse because you're doing too much. You don't got to do all that.
You don't
Like
think
you
you'd be like half asleep, no? Or like nah?
I'm like ADHD as fuck. So like
Oh yeah, same.
everyone knows me as a crackhead. So like I just do my thing. I'll just be up and be like, lock the fuck in, and then I'll just look. I got that luxury. ADHD saving me with that one.
Yo, Jack, so when you open the markets like right in the morning, like do you even have to go like on the 4 hour daily, like 1 hour, or like can a 15 minute give you that range for the smaller time frame setup?
Depends if I'm doing CFD trading like a live or if I'm doing futures. Futures, I'm not going anything above a 1 hour. I don't care because I can't hold it after New York session. So the highest time frame I'll go to is the 1 hour, but I'm usually looking for the 15 or 5. Looking for an easy mitigation. Sometimes the 2, but usually 5 or 15. And if I'm using like a CFDs, I'm gonna go through all the time frames and just find the best setup to take a swing trade. Because with CFDs, I like the swing. I don't really like I mean, I can scalp, like it's cool, but like spread, futures doesn't have spread, so I don't have to worry about that. And then CFDs it's satisfying holding these long-term plays because you can just sit back and it just makes money for you. I can only trade Asian and want to practice some market execution trades. If you like trading gold, gold could be a very good asset. Obviously, there's other Asian pairs like UJ, EJ, GJ. GJ is actually a really clean pair, so you might like that one. But yeah, if you can only trade Asian, just trade Asian pairs. Like I sometimes I don't get when people don't get that. They're like, well, I'm gonna trade like USDMXN and it's like London session. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Go to sleep. Wake up tomorrow, you'll get volatility, bro. Like it literally says it in the name. USD, New York. Wake up for New York. It says AUD, that's what? The Australian dollar area. That's gonna be, near the Sydney time frames, time zones. Like, go do that. But y'all got any more questions? Because like this is kind of like a Q&A at this point. And I actually like that. I'll just stop sharing so I can just do a little Q&A. Actually, if there's people just asking questions, because I actually like asking questions or answering questions a lot. I usually leave overnight limits. That's risky, bro. I used to do that. I did that when I first started out. I just wake up and my phone's in like red. I'm like, damn, this shit doesn't work.
Yeah, I guess
But-
it's not hot topic, but how long did it take for you like to grasp the concept?
Of how I trade?
You have to like watch it to like grasp it.
Of how I trade?
Yeah.
I started watching Iffy in like October. Like 2 or 3 months. That's about it. For me, it's like I'm just like I've like it's I have like a God-given ability, bro. That's what I realized, like with trading. Like it really is, bro. Because there's sometimes I'll just pull shit out of my ass and it works, bro. I'm not kidding. Like I'm not kidding. I just got a different ability, bro. Like, and I'm not gonna have an ego or take any credit for that. But there's definitely everyone has their own skill sets. Like there's definitely gonna be people that are way better at building than me. Like they'll smoke me in building. But like if you know like where your strong suit is, you're gonna get placed in those areas. Like for last lock-in, I literally like said I was watching a go live. Literally when Vinny was teaching, I was watching Iffy and I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, it would be cool to teach her the next one. Now I'm teaching it the next one. So like if you guys have a goal, go fucking smack it. Like if you guys have a certain skill set that you're good at, maximize it. If that's trading, maximize it. If that's building, maximize it. If you're a really good public speaker, bro, get yourself out there. Like if you guys have these certain talents or natural given abilities, bro, exploit those. Like imagine like you're a really good trader, but you don't ever tell anyone about it. Bro, there's gonna be so many people that can learn from you, but you don't amplify that. You don't give that energy to other people. That's just a waste, bro. You know?
Yo, I know you're like super locked in on your trading. Like you said, you're super talented at it. Do you feel like you need a journal?
Yeah, 100% journal. What the fuck? I'm not above being a student. I'm a student just like Vinny. I'm a student just like everybody. I'm not, bro, I'm not Jordan Morgan. Let's chill out. I'm not Zach Hogan. I'm not these people. So like, yes, I'm pretty good at trading, but like, bro, I'm forever going to be a student of the game because I understand as soon as I stop watching the go lives, as soon as I stop trying to actually put in the effort and reps and care, my skill set's going to either decrease or I'm going to start overseeing shit I don't understand in the market anymore. Like I'm going to start seeing stuff that's not there. Like if you just keep the reps going, like if you guys watch like Orin, you guys can like someone type in the chat testify that if you stop watching levels for a week, your levels is a little dull. It's not going to look super clean and sharp, right? No matter how you're trading, you're not going to look clean if you're taking that time away from being a student and learning. So like I'm never above that. So I'll never say something that I'm not, and I'm not above being a student. How much do you back test? I used to back test a lot, but now it's like I've really gotten it down. I don't need to back test as much. I'll back test my setups I take. But like I don't really as much go back in the markets a lot more and then just like go super in depth, bro. I used to like watch paint dry. That's how much I used to like back test. It was bad. It was more of a bad habit because I was just literally just staring at it. Just like a sport, when you stop taking shots, you get rusty. Yeah. Yeah, have you guys seen Junior shoot a basketball? That man has a fucking shot since the 80s, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. You gotta get reps in, bro, because that's tragic. I love Junior, bro, but I've seen him shoot before. Holy fuck, that was hard to watch. I have horror memory, so I have to keep watching the videos and notes. If you don't have a good memory, that's a very good actually a very good habit to have. Is that actually in trading, if you understand who you are as a person, it's gonna help you so much more. If you're very impulsive and you know you're very risk heavy, you have to like put in ways in the markets to help you not just be a greedy dude. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're a very fearful person, it's like, oh, I don't trust my setup. And then you're trying to miss your setup. You have to figure out ways to give yourself confirmations to understand, like, okay, I need to execute because I see it, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So like with everything, bro, trading is more than money. Trading is who you are. It's your self-development. It's your personality. Trading exposes you in every single way. It's literally like a life journey. That's what trading is. It's not just to sit on the computer and be like, click buy, 4 bands, go buy my Lambo. Like, bro, that's not realistic. They're not doing that. I guarantee you Mike is the most solid, put together man I've ever met in my life. In all aspects. His relationship, his psychology, his faith, everything. Look at Mike. Mike's the easiest prime example of how trading can better develop you and how you're going to be so much more aware of who you are as a person. Because he knows who he is, right? He doesn't have an ego, but he's aware of who he is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what trading is. You have to be aware of who you are in the markets because that's going to help a lot of your success. If you don't even know who you are, truth is the market's going to keep exposing you because you're not actually backtesting yourself like you're backtesting your setups. They go hand in hand. Like, think about it. Like, if you're going to, yeah, you can't lie to yourself. Imagine you're trying to be an NBA player, but you don't even show up and you don't take your shots. You don't do your reps. And you don't even know what type of player you are. You're like, I'm going to be a center, and you're like 5'11". It's like, bro, you're going to be a center on a fucking 6th grade team, but you're not going to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's the same thing with trading. You have to understand who you are. Literally. Like, if you don't understand who you are in trading, you're lost. You don't have, like, a guide following you. And if you need help finding a guide, go watch Mike's psychology sessions on Go Live. Those are the best sessions I've ever watched. I actually enjoy watching those more than technicals because psychology is equally as important in the markets. If you're going to neglect that, you're going to be like blowing candlesticks up and down. You're going to be like panicking, like, oh shit, it's going down, I'm down. Like, I used to do that, bro. I would be pissed. Like, I broke something before because I hit a stop loss. But then I understood it's like my emotions are getting exposed. Why? Because my psychology sucks. Like, I was like a bonehead, bro. I didn't even know what I was doing. Like, if I don't even know like where my mentality is for the day, I shouldn't be trading. Like, if you're having, think about it. Like, if say like a relative died or you're having a shitty day, don't trade. Why? Because you're gonna try to like find comfort in your TP versus your actual life problems. Don't do that. Literally take time away from the markets if that's what you have to do. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's true. A lot of natural human psychology of humans, they like to find comfort in money. You're not gonna find real comfort in that. As we all said, money doesn't buy happiness. So like, if you're gonna have a bad mentality, don't enter the market. Wait until you have a good day. Wait until you're feeling good. Because when you're feeling good, I can guarantee you'll look at the market and you'll be like, all right, now it makes a lot more sense. I'm clear. I'm locked in. Now I have to execute. I saw changing the color sticks help. Yeah. Yeah, that's what SMC is. It really teaches you that. Green and red candles. For me, I have green candles because it doesn't bother me. Like, I've noticed that. And also that's like Iffy's candle color. So I did that just so I can get the reps in. I haven't really changed it since. I can go to black and white, but I don't really care to change it that much. But like if you have green and red candles, bro, those are terrifying. I hate ever trading green and red candles because if you're in the red, your brain's gonna read that as like I'm losing, I need to take out, I'm panicking. Or if you're green, you're like, oh, we're balling, we're in the lottery right now. Let's keep stacking. And then that shit reverses, your count's blown, you're cooked. No, don't do that. Because I've done that before, and that's a brutal way to go out. So don't have those colors as your candles, and obviously don't over leverage. Like literally, you could be the best trader in the world, but your risk sucks, so you're never gonna be a good trader. I actually preach that more than everything is risk management. It doesn't even matter what your strategy is. You could be trading like a dinosaur pattern. You literally draw a dino on your fucking screen. But if you're risking properly, you're probably more profitable than people risking $1,000 and then $100 on their next setup. They lose the 1,000, but they hit like a 1 to 3. They're risking 100. They only get 300 back. You're down $700, even though you had a good trade. If you're not risking the same every single time, you're not going to be profitable, ever. You're never going to be profitable if you're not risking the same, and if you're not taking in the exact same confirmations and executing the same every single time. Vinny wins Dino levels. Vinny, we might have to pioneer that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think we got to get on that, bro. That'd be tough.
We might have to leave that for Juan, bro.
Man.
Hey, but I do got a question for you, right? Because like for most people, maybe if you may be a little bit too advanced, right? I'm not sure if that was the case for you, but what was your like as a student, how was your process going about it? Did you take notes? Were you just watching intently? Did you watch one video multiple times? Did you watch a video, pause it, hop on the charts to find it? Like, what was your, workflow while watching?
Yeah. The most important step of whatever you're watching is do it on your own chart. Most of us are visual learners, and most of us need to do it for ourselves to actually understand it. So go on your chart as soon as your go live ends, not an hour after, not next evening, right when it ends. Get on that chart and start looking for what he was looking for. Because knowledge doesn't mean shit if you're not applying it. You're never going to retain anything if you're not using it. And also, notebook, I've filled like 2 of these of just sniper bootcamp videos. I will literally rewatch the video and take the same notes on the video I've watched 7 times already because I need it ingrained in my mind. Like, I don't want to forget it. Like, it's the simple things that we don't do. Like, that's the simplest thing to do, is to get on your chart and do it right after. But a lot of us are like, well, it's in my brain now, so I'm going to remember it. Your brain doesn't remember like 20% of the things that you hear every day that you watch. Like, bro, I can't even name, think about it. Instagram Reels, bro, I don't remember the first reel I watched. Bro, you could scroll for an hour, you remember 2 of them because they were that funny to you, but like, you're not remembering the other ones. It's the same thing. You have to mark your chart. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. I always say that, but it's true. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. So apply it, take notes, rewatch it if you don't understand it. Just rewatch it. No one's making fun of you, bro. You don't have the devil and angel on your shoulder. These motherfuckers not bullying you. You don't have anyone bothering you, right? You're in your room. Just watch it again. Why are you rushing the process? This is a long-term game. So like, if you watch it once and you think you're good, you're not. Unless you're Jimmy Neutron, hit me up. We'll talk about it. Like, if you're that smart, bro, put me on game because I want to know where you got that intelligence from. But reps is really how you learn in life, in anything. It's just reps. So, heard on a podcast that neurons are somewhat similar to muscles. If they're not used, they perish. Exactly. Like, imagine you read a book and you didn't even take notes on it, or like you never applied it to your life. You don't remember the book. Like, I used to just read books and never do any note taking on it. Worst idea ever, because you don't even know what you read. You're like, oh yeah, that was Think and Grow Rich. Like, what happened? I don't remember. Like, what chapter did you just read? Like 12? Bro, you don't fucking know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So like, bro, just do the easy stuff. Like, every single day in trading, if you're building, no matter what it is, just do the easy things. The easy things is what gets you farther in life than doing the complex things. If you think about it, the most successful people just did the easiest things over and over again and compounded them. They're not doing, like I said, Ashton Hall routines, bro. They're not. Bill Gates is not waking up and doing a 4-hour routine. Dude's like 80, bro. He can't even probably like walk around anymore. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna do the simple things every single day. Let's finish those out, bang those out, boom, because he's been doing that for 80 years. That becomes muscle memory. So yeah.
Yeah, guys, I preach the same thing when it comes to these videos. Like, don't think just because you watched one video, like you're good, just because like, oh, I watched the video, like on to the next. Like, no, like watch it until it makes sense. Like, you guys should have seen me when I first came in and I found Oren. I was so excited that I watched one video literally like 4 to 6 times. Just one, bro. And I would just share it to the team, like, hey, watch this shit till you get it, because as soon as you understand it, everything is gonna start to click. It's like, don't think you're too good to watch one video twice. Like, it's nobody else's progress but yours. Like, even if someone was to make fun of you, like, who cares, bro? Their trading account isn't your trading account.
Worry about unprofitable.
Exactly.
If they're making fun of you, bro, they're unprofitable. No fucking profitable person cares what someone else is doing.
100%. If anything, they're gonna congratulate you more than anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, take that, guys. And one last thing, Jack, for our new students, right? Where can we find Iffy's bootcamp, bro? If you can go ahead and share that with the squad.
Thank you, bro. Let me pull that up right now. All right, you're gonna go into Yovia. If you guys don't know how to access the Yovia and you've been here, either your leader is cooking y'all or you just don't do anything. But you're gonna go to the Iovia page, obviously foreign exchange. You're gonna go to his favorited sessions, and you are gonna watch Sniper Bootcamp 2.0. So you're gonna watch from the beginning to the end. So you have 12 videos. By the way, I watch this bootcamp twice a month. So I'm watching 2 a day. Like, outwork me. That's what I'm saying. Like, that the results speak when you put in the work.
Bro, facts. There's a reason why Jack's at this level, guys, within a year. You know, like, I encourage you guys to match that work ethic 100%.
I'll place bets with y'all. I'm that confident. Place bets with me. Like that's what I'm saying, bro.
I'll
When you
bet you,
have
bro.
that dog, bro, and you know you're doing the work, bro, you have all the confidence in your trading, in your skill set, no matter what it is. So like, bro, put the reps in. Just put the reps in. Just watch these. If you want to trade like iffy, just watch these. Are they long? Fuck yeah, they're long. I almost fall asleep sometimes. I don't care. I've watched these all like 10 times. But guess what? I'm gonna keep doing it. Why? Because I need the reps. Like I guarantee you, Vinny's watched every Orin video too many times.
Facts,
Like,
bro. Not only Oren, I've watched this boot camp as well. And again,
yeah.
one video like 2 to 5 times, bro. Like I watch it till I understand. So like, guys, me and Jack are doing the same work that you guys should be doing, right? Take that.
My bad, I was drinking water. Y'all got damn. Y'all got questions? Nothing else? The Gucci bet against Vinny. That's terrifying.
Yo,
Vinny's a big dog. What's good?
so I'm in school,
Yep.
then I have a job. So what do you recommend for me to do? Like I have school from 8 to like 3 and then work to 4 to like 11. Like
Are you in high school?
yeah, I'm in high school, bro. I'm a junior.
Damn, we got a Brandon Rance on the call. All right. Damn, high school. So you at 8. You go then. I mean, you can watch Mike. Mike's before school. Mike goes live at like 6 o'clock. He'll go from 6 to 7, so that's an hour before. But you definitely want to maximize the time on the weekends, right? Because like if that's your schedule, you don't have much time during the day. It's like if you're finishing your homework, and obviously you're going to work, you're not gonna have a lot of time to crunch that in. So like you need to go pretty hard on the weekends. Like your weekends cannot be filled with obviously, yeah, you can enjoy your life a little bit, but you don't want to just be going out every weekend. You don't want to be, you know, doing these things that you shouldn't be doing. Do the work that's important. Like if you're gonna be on the weekends sitting and watching Netflix, Netflix isn't paying you. I don't care. They're making money off of you. They don't care if you're watching their subscription or not. Right? So like you have to you have to fill in these things. You have to sacrifice, bro. That's the thing I'm trying to say. You have to sacrifice. If you're gonna want to learn a high income skill set, you have to sacrifice things that you probably shouldn't even be doing, which is lounging around, watching stuff, or doing stuff on the weekends that you're just wasting your time. Don't let your friends take advantage of you. Like, bro, I cut off my whole friend group when I joined this because I was going to a higher elevation in life. Like, they were doing stuff I don't even do. They were sitting around smoking, partying. Oh, this girl did that. I don't care about that, bro. I'm trying to get out this mix. I'm not working for 40 years. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So like when you get into that environment, bro, sometimes you have to just cut those people off. You have to. Because most likely those people are there for a season. They're not gonna be there for life. So like, bro, you have everyone in this call, in this chat that you need. These are your people, bro. These are my people. I don't have really any friends outside of our group in Arizona. Like, I don't care about these other people. Because
Facts, bro.
I'll just go up to John and bully him because that's how John is. Like, we'll just clown each other because that's the type of friendship I'd rather have. Yeah, we have fun, but we're at least talking about finances. We're getting our lives set up. We have our portfolio stacked. We have our relationships with God going. I worry about that more than, oh, dude, this new Kiwi Ice hits, bro. Yeah, that fucking flavored air is lit, bro. That's hot. That's fucking fire. You think I care about that shit? No. Right? So like when you level up as a person, those meaningless things don't matter to you anymore. So with this isn't only a trading community. We have a fitness page. We have a mindset page. All of these things are to help you level up as a person overall. So if you're learning this skill set, you're getting better in every single aspect, not just trading. Because at the end of the day, your life isn't just trading. My life isn't just trading. Bro, to be honest, trading's pretty boring sometimes. So like I'd rather just sometimes go outside and have fun. You know what I'm saying? Not party, I don't do that, but I'm saying like go to a mall, buy something nice, or like go play basketball. Like, bro, you have to live your life too. So make the sacrifices and do the development that you need to do. Simple.
I really
You,
appreciate you a lot. Appreciate all of you too. Thank you so much.
of course, bro. Someone just said in the chat, we're a 1%. We do exactly the opposite of the masses do. We are literally the people that don't think like the masses. And that's the biggest flex you could ever have. Because what is everyone doing in crypto right now? They're selling that shit. They're like, ICP was at $100 like a couple years ago. Dude, it's at 4. I don't want it. By the way, that's going to be a top 3 project in the next 5 to 10 years. But guess what? They're gonna miss out on the 13x they're gonna have this year, the 12.5x or wherever it's going. Bro, I see it going to $100. Imagine you put in 10 bands, you're gonna make around 120, 130 racks out of that. That's life-changing income. That's your fucking live account. Your live account. And then if you have a profitable system, you're literally full-time at that point. You skipped all of those years of having to do these crazy work ethic to go work that slave that 9 to 5, flip those live accounts, flip those funded accounts. You don't have to do all that. Crypto's gonna do that for you. Yeah, going bro to get rich. Yeah, dude. Living below my means, bro. I'm stacking that. I'm stacking crypto. Like every week, every time I get a payout, I'm putting like a good chunk of that into my portfolio. Why? Because I don't need to spend my money on anything. I already have clothes. I already have the ability to eat. What else do I need? I need a Rolex. No. I need a Lambo. Can't even afford one. So like, what else am I gonna buy? I'm gonna go buy like experiences. Like, bro, I'd rather go experience like Bali or Fiji someday when I have more money. You know what I'm saying? So like, put your money in the right avenues in the right places. If you see me asking your friend for change on the corner, mind your business. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like John was trying to rob my Casco wallet, bro. Like we're fiending for some more crypto, bro. So like he's trying to make bets with us right now. He's like, dude, it's like let's do a lifting competition. He's like, I'll bet you 300 Casco. I'm like, bro, you're desperate, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, crypto's got us in some hard times right now. But that's what I'm saying, bro. If you're here, maximize the wealth triangle: crypto, trading, building. If you're not doing all three of those, you're cooked. Respectfully.
Yo, when trading like crypto or like long-term investing, you have to go to a higher time frame and able to do that, or you just buy and just let it sit there.
I mean, you could read a chart kind of like how you would trade, but crypto's a little bit different. There's obviously news, there's a lot of things that impact it. There's like things like the bull run. I'm not a crypto educator, so Tony would be a better person to ask. I'm just coachable. So I just follow after what I see, like, Mike Sotero doing or whatever Junior's telling me, like, hey, crypto's the buy. Bro, just trust him. You don't even need to fully know what it is. Bro, just get in that shit. He's been here for multiple bull runs. Listen to, bro, Jordan Morgan is calling out ICP. Listen to Jordan Morgan, by the way. He's called the low of like every project that's ever existed. That man's a genie. I don't know what he's got going on. He's different. So like if you have these people calling these out, get on them. Get on those investments. Because I guarantee you, if you miss the train, you're gonna be pissed. You're gonna look at your bank account and be like, that's it. That's all I get. Well, you missed your train. Bro, if you're here right now, the bull run hasn't even come yet. We're at the lowest prices you could get to invest in. If anything, you should be stacking heavy right now. Stack. Like, trust me, you're gonna feel broke for a little bit, but by the end of the year, when quarter 4 hits, when bull run or whatever is gonna happen this year, when that runs, you're gonna be happy. You're gonna be like, yeah. Like it has to be delayed gratification, bro. That's what everything is. It's delayed gratification. Bro, you know what I could have done with my payouts? That 35K month? I could have done some stupid shit. But guess what? I put it right into crypto. That's gonna be easy. Those payouts alone, multiple 6 figs. You know what I'm saying? So like use your brain, bro. We're here to retire and set up ourselves up for good. I'm not here to just only day trade and barely make it by. Crypto is gonna get you the financial freedom more than probably trading will ever do. So get invested, bro. But it's kind of it for me, bro. It's kind of it for me.
Real quick, I got something too. Similar to what kind of Yoni was saying. Respect for you, Yoni, as well. I am a college student right now. I do work a 9 to 5, but I work a breakfast shift, lunch shift. So I work what 4 in the morning till 2:30 sometimes with a little overtime. That's my source of the your where you get your money from, of course, to invest or trade.
Yep.
So I see how on Telegram, I see how there's these lives and how there's events going on too. I be missing those, and that's it kind of stresses me out too because I feel like I'm kind of missing out on a lot of information. I know I could probably sometimes go back and look at lives, but still coming out of work, still trying to go to the gym, and kind of like you said too, there's things that we need to sacrifice, and I have been trying to coming home and also continue doing homework and probably at least hopping on and getting at least 1 hour in to improve my skill set. Um, but it's just what do you recommend for me to do there, including taking care of my mental health and just being prepared daily and just be able to prioritize how events go in this case, you know what I'm saying?
Someone said drop out of college. Don't do that until you're profitable, please. Don't do
Oh,
that.
no, no, no. No,
It
my
would
plans are
it,
not to drop out of college, bro.
it would be funny. Like I plan on dropping out because I'll be chilling, but like for everyone, that's not realistic. So like please don't fucking do that. If you need that income, like sometimes it's gonna, bro, my success might be quicker than some people's, and that's okay. If your success is gonna come eventually, stop comparing my time or your time or Mike's time or Vinny's time. That's a lot of the things I see in the chat. It's like, oh, they're balling right now. They've been here for 5 years, bro. They've been had their time, right? So like everyone's gonna have their time. So don't ever try to compare your time. God provides when he thinks you deserve it. Right. So also, bro, if you have certain times of the day that you're free, trade that session. If you're free for Asian, trade Asian. You're not going to be able to trade New York because you're going to work at 4 a.m. You're not trading New York. So if you get off at 2, trade Asian. I mean, you could trade London, but you have to get up early, so I wouldn't recommend it. So if
What,
Asian is
what,
going to be your best
what would
bet.
Asian be?
Asian session, there's going to be assets like USD, JPY, GJ, EJ. There's certain setups, there's certain time frames, obviously, like all that goes along with it. But it's going to be right after New York session, right? So it's going to be like kind of the afternoon.
So Sydney will be right at 3 p.m. So I mean, it goes from Sydney at 3, and then I think the Tokyo session starts around like 6 or 7 p.m. Pacific time. So anything after 3 p.m. till New York is pretty much your window to look for some opportunities. And if
So you
you're
have a
trading,
lot of time in the day.
yeah, if you're trading anything in the Sydney, you're looking for AUD or NZD pairs, and if you're trading the Asian or Tokyo session, you're trading anything JPY.
All right, cool. Thank you.
So like you'll still get volatility in those, you'll still get setups. They're just not going to be USD based pairs, So but other than that, you're like talking about some like development, bro. Watch personal development every day. Like try to get some avenue or skill set that's going to help you, whether that's like reading the Bible um or watching Wes Watson or whoever you're going to be watching. There has to be something that's going to help improve your mindset, right? So go watch these people, go spend that time as well. But you're honestly like you're not missing out on much, bro. If you're still trading, you're still trying to show up the goal eyes when you can, you're still building a portfolio, you're not missing out. You're just not doing it at the certain times of day that everyone else is. That's fine. Like you don't have to trade New York session. Not everyone even does that in this call. You know what I'm saying? So like the only time you would be missing out is if you're not applying and not doing the work. That's when you're missing out. But if you're at least trying to show up, you're trying to be in the chats, you're trying to you know, do stuff like that, like bro, that's gonna be what you need. Someone said, were you always a religious person before trading? Yeah. I grew up in church. I got baptized at like 13. But I plan on getting rebaptized because I was like younger and I didn't really like fully understand it. So like that's definitely something important. But we're like God's kind of who I do it for. You know what I'm saying? That's at the end of the day, no matter what I do, that's always incorporated. So like I'm always going to church, always reading the word, super important. But I'm not gonna go into that call. We don't need to go in that rabbit hole. But yeah, just hop on the sessions, guys. We've gone over time, but I appreciate you, Vinny. Thank you I'm forever grateful to be actually able to hop on a levels call. I remember watching him, like, man, Vinny's a cool guy, very cool guy to collaborate with. Now we're doing it, so boom.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Jack. Appreciate you, bro. I've
Course,
seen you
man.
grow in this last year, and I don't have just anybody hop on these levels calls. I like to look for people who trade very very similar structure that I look for, and I like that you implement a couple of things that I don't. That way, you can have that much more confidence in the setup, and I like that as well. So I appreciate you for hopping on, bro. This is definitely the first call, and this was honestly one of the best calls that I've had with the guest, in my opinion. Super fire, a lot of value, and this is not the last one. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, Jack helps run the system calls. Jack, what day do you run your calls that we need? That way, these guys can hop on your calls and continue to ask the questions.
If you guys want to hop on the call I run with Geo, that's gonna be market overview Wednesday nights. It's gonna be at 8 PST. Y'all better show up, bro. It's gonna be the same time as this call. It's just gonna be on Wednesdays. So I
Tap
do
in,
the
guys.
collaborative with Gio.
Tap in. Some hitters.
By the
Right?
way, the plays I've called out, I believe were like 16 for 22. So like you only missed 6 plays, boys.
My boy going stupid.
Like if you and then people be like, "Oh, I didn't. There was no setups." Are you fucking kidding me? I had a recorded call and I sent him in
Should
the
have hopped
chat.
on the call, baby. Should have hopped on the call.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't plug in, that's on you. Don't blame me if you're not getting your setups.
Facts. Facts. All right, guys. That is it. Jack, I appreciate you, bro. Guys, if you guys got value from this call, make sure you hop into the Powerhouse chat and let everybody know what they missed out on, because I know I got some value from Jack. I definitely got some clicking moments. So I hope you guys were able to get something out of this. But with that being said, have a great trading week, trade responsibly, and we will see you on Wednesday and on Friday, fam. Let's get it.